Alright guys, you saw the title of the thumbnail video. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing a 300 elo game that is the worst game I've ever seen, and I found it by accident. And even 100 elo games are better than this, if I'm being completely honest. And the title is not clickbait. Yes, Mate in 2 is blundered in 3 moves. That's not a joke. Before I begin, if you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel a ton. If you really enjoyed this video, you can also drop a super thanks. Comment down below any game you want to see me review. And really quick thing that I'd like to mention, turn on captions if it's difficult to hear my voice. And now let's just begin. So we have somebody playing from India with the white pieces and somebody playing from Italy with the black pieces. And basically, the one playing with the white pieces, they start off the game with h3. What does this move even achieve? Like, you're supposed to take the center. Like, generally, guys, an opening that I would recommend for anyone below 500 elo is this opening. Let me just show you really quickly. Where you bring out your queen immediately. You might think it's a bad opening, and yes, above 1000 elo, it is one of the worst openings you can play. But the reason I recommend it is because, like, if it's like 500 elo or below, you might win a rook. And maybe they'll just try to attack you with their knight. You get a free pawn. So, yeah, this is an opening that I would recommend in case you're playing, like, below 500 elo. But, like, you know, you can also just play a normal opening, but, okay, obviously, well, let's just go back to the actual game. So after h3 is played, d5, a normal move. And then we have f3. What does this achieve? All this does is that just makes the king, like, more, like, vulnerable to an attack. This doesn't achieve anything. Okay. Then we have the move, e5. Now black has just taken total control of the center. And then we have the move, knight to a3, which loses the game in 2 moves. I think it's very obvious what the checkmate is, but I'll just show it really quickly. That's literally it. But I mean, like, this game, that's obviously not how it went. So let's just go back. And instead, we have queen to g5, which doesn't achieve really anything, but okay. Now, if you're playing with white, you should 100% try to fix this whole situation, like maybe by pushing this pawn, I guess. Well, no, never mind. Apparently it makes you lose even faster. Wow, okay. Okay, never mind. What you should do is probably just do something like this, because, like, seriously? How are you even supposed to defend against this? Oh, you need to open this. Oh, yeah, that's probably how you should do it, yeah. Okay, but instead, we have the move pawn to d3. Okay, thankfully. So yes, that is actually what you should do. Then we have queen to g3 check. And you know, if the person playing with the black pieces just did this in the beginning, like over here on h4, we wouldn't even have a video, but okay. So king to d2 is forced. Then we have bishop to b4. And now the king, there's just, what are you supposed to do? Then we have king to e3, and now it's mate in 2 again. Well, no, wait, let me just try find it. Oh my. Wait, where is it? Oh my. Wait, where is it? Let me just try to think. Is it this? Dude, I genuinely don't know where it is. Oh. A nice checkmate. Wow. Okay, but obviously that just doesn't happen. And we have bishop to c5. So now the king should run away, and the king does run away. And then the bishop captures the knight, rook captures back. And now the game is just totally dead lost for white because, well, their position is totally destroyed, and they have basically nothing in terms of material. Well, no, not basically nothing, but, like, okay, the material is equal, but the king's position is totally destroyed, and everything on the king's side is just ruined. The queen goes to h2 because the rook is basically just done for. The queen moves, the rook is captured. Pawn moves, another pawn is pushed. Pawn is pushed, and you can play en passant, but obviously that doesn't happen because for some reason many players just don't want to play the move. And we have the amazing move, queen to h2. Not an amazing move, but just wait. Then we have queen to e2, blocking. And then now we have the actually amazing move, queen takes on h3, which loses the queen in 1 move, and yes, white actually does find the move. And now white is totally winning. I wasn't joking when I said this is actually the worst game I've ever seen. It's worse than the 100 elo games, but okay. So we have the move, knight to f6. Then we have pawn to g5. Knight has to move. And maybe you can do something like this and maybe potentially just win the knight, probably. Instead, we have bishop captures, which is still a good move. I mean, like, you should probably move the knight to try, like, save the rook, but okay. Instead, we have knight to f4, which is still an okay move because, you know, you're trying to attack the queen, like, danger levels. The queen just moves to e3, and now the queen can just be captured very easily. But that doesn't happen. Instead, we have short castle. Wow. Then we have bishop takes on b7. And the queen isn't captured. The knight moves. I wasn't joking when I said this game is absolutely horrendous. The bishop captures the knight. And the queen, it can still be captured right now. But no. We have rook to b8. What? Okay, the knight moves to c4. Now the knight moves to g2, attacking the queen. Queen moves to f2. What? Why? How long has that queen been capturable? Okay. 1 move. 2 moves. 3 moves. 4 moves. That queen could just be captured with a pawn. What? Okay. The knight goes to e3. And you should probably just capture with this knight, and that is what happens. Never mind, apparently that isn't what happens. Okay, apparently they capture this pawn. Okay. Although, when you are up on material, you should 100% just trade, but okay. And the rook goes to b6. Bishop moves. The rook attacks the bishop. And instead we have pawn to c3. Now the bishop is defended. And this idea is probably like to just get the pawn to capture and then capture back. We have pawn takes. Then we have king takes on c3. Wow. Not even capturing the knight, okay. Now we have queen to d1 check, because this loses the queen in 1 move. Like, guys, what did we just watch? Okay. Instead of capturing with the pawn, they captured with the king. And they lost their queen in 1 move. What? Okay. Then we have b3, which doesn't really achieve much, but okay. Then black attacks knight. Knight moves. The rook captures. The king moves. And now the game is actually winning for black. Wow. The rook takes a pawn. Now, if I were white, I'd try to trade the knights. But instead, we have bishop going to e6, which is still winning it, you know, because, like, it's a check. King has to move. Pawn captures. And the knight captures. The bishop captures. The rook moves, giving a check. King has to move. Pawn captures. Bishop goes over here. Now the game is basically just a draw. Well, no, it's winning by, like, almost 1 point for white, but okay. The rook moves. The bishop moves. And now the game is totally losing. Wow. Because you can just pin the bishop, and there's no saving it. King goes to d3. And black does not take the bishop. Instead, they give a useless check. The king can now defend the bishop. And we have pawn to h5. Then we have bishop to a3. Then we have pawn to h4. Then we have rook to c1. Then we have rook to h2. And to be honest, guys, I'm really trying to hold my laughter while watching this whole game. But actually, this game is just... it's bad. But even you guys have seen how bad this game is. Anyways, we have rook captures on c7. Pawn to h3. And now the game is just totally losing for black because, well... I guess maybe you can do something like this. It just wins, I think. Yeah, it keeps the advantage. Yeah, this is the move because, you know, it attacks the rook. The rook has to leave the defense of this pawn. Then you can just capture. And yeah, everything, it's just totally over. But obviously it doesn't happen. Instead, we have rook takes on a7. Then we have g2, which, well, loses the rook in 1 move. And that happens. Now, what you should do is move your king here. But obviously that doesn't happen. And instead, we have rook to c7. Wow. And yes, black does promote to a queen. And now it's mate in 5. Now it's mate in 4. Then we have queen a1. Like, it's still mate, but okay. Then we have bishop to e7. Like, it's mate in 3 now. Like, that's how bad it is. But okay. Then we have queen to d1. And, like, the game is still sort of winning, I guess, because, like, you can just capture over here and maybe try... Well, no, apparently that's not the move. Wait, is capturing the rook the move? Oh, it is. Okay, cool. Oh. Instead, obviously, it doesn't happen. And the queen joins with the rook. The bishop takes. Well, no, that actually does happen, apparently. And yeah, that check is actually given. Wow. The king moves. Then we have rook to h7. The queen gives a check. The rook moves. Now, you can just win the rook here, but... Okay, yes, that does happen. But instead of taking it... Well, no, you can't actually win the rook, apparently, because the queen defends it. They give another check, because at this point, I think white knows the best thing they're going to get is a draw. And, yeah, they're preparing this. Black gives a check. I guess you can push the pawn if you want, and I think that's what happens, yeah. Although this pawn literally can't capture because, well, it's pinned. But okay. Then we have queen to d3. King has to move, and now it's mate in 3. The rook gives a check. It's mate in 2. And the rook takes the bishop. What? Dude. Why? Like, why? Okay. What was the winning move here? I honestly have no idea, but wait, let me just think. Oh. Oh my. That is so mean. Wow. Okay. But anyways, obviously it doesn't happen, and the rook for some reason captures the bishop. And white does not capture back. I think this is a mouse slip. They gave a check. Obviously the queen captures, and the pawn captures. The queen attacks the king. The king has to run. And black doesn't take the pawn, but okay. The king goes back to defend the pawn. The king also moves. And eventually, black and white just shuffle moves, I guess. And yeah, black captures the pawn. And this pawn looks like it might promote, but you can stop it very easily, obviously. This other pawn is pushed. The queen gives a check. The king has to move. Black brings their king. Pawn is pushed. And then we have queen on g5. Well, no, not yet, apparently. We have queen to g4. Then we have king to h6. Then we have king to f6. Then we have king to h7. And then we have queen to g7, checkmate. Wow. If I had a game review, the accuracy of this game... What? Like, you know what? I'm just going to let this game play out. Like, I'm not even going to bother recapping this game. This game is horrendous. Wow. And it ends on move 69. Perfect. Okay, that's the whole video. Drop a like and sub if you enjoyed this video. And comment down below if you agree with me. This is actually the worst game ever played. Like, actually, this is